Welcome to Dinner Made Easy with Dina. Today we're going to make a very delicious, heartwarming meal, so stay with me. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our flour and our seasonings together in a Ziploc bag. This will make it a lot easier for us to put our chicken thighs in, and we're going to shake that all up once we get it combined. And then we will place our chicken thighs in here and shake, shake, shake. And once we get that all coated, we will put that into our large skillet on the stove, and we're starting that at a medium high, and we'll be using a medium-sized skillet, a large-sized skillet. The recipe for this will be in the description box down below. So you can go ahead and make this on your own, but it came out delicious. So I used about 4 tablespoons of olive oil, and it's on a medium-high heat. So once that heats up, go ahead and place those chicken thighs in the pan. You can use chicken breast if you choose to, but I would suggest that you cut the chicken breast a little thinner so that it's easy to get it brown on both sides. Now, we're not looking to cook the chicken all the way through. What we're doing is we are just getting a good sear on the chicken and a golden brown. And it takes about 5 minutes or so on the first side, and then we turn it over and we will do the other side for about 2 minutes. Okay, so the chicken has been in the skillet for about 4.5 to 5 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and turn it. And there we go. Look at that beautiful golden brown. That's exactly what we're looking for. And we're just going to cook this for about another minute or two on the other side. Like I said, we're not looking to cook it all the way through. We're just looking for that nice brown sear. And this is going to lock in some really tasty juices. Okay, so we're getting close to being able to pull this chicken, and we're just going to place it on a plate, and there we go. I'm using these great little tongs I got on Amazon. They're kind of short. They're only about maybe 6 inches long, but they are so great. I just love them. I have so much control with them, and I don't have to worry about scraping up my pans. And so I just wanted to share that with you because those are great little tools to have. Okay, so once we get the chicken all out of the pan, the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to take that skillet and we're going to clean it out. Now, what I did prior is I prepped some garlic, and I used, because I love garlic, I used 4 nice sized cloves of garlic, and I have about 1/3 cup of butter there. And I chopped that garlic up really good so that it just has little tiny pieces. Now, you know what? I needed a bigger bowl. I can't believe I thought that was going to all fit in there. Well, okay. So I just dirtied a bowl that I didn't need to dirty. So now I've got to get another one out of the cabinet. And we're going to go ahead and do that before we mix it all up. There you go. That's better. So make sure you have a bowl that you can actually mix things up in before you move to the next step. Now we're just going to mix the garlic and the butter together. And this is kind of how I make my garlic bread butter. And if you keep some in the refrigerator, you can certainly use that. But I'm just melding it all in together here. And this is what we're going to start our next step with in our skillet. So let's go ahead and move to the next thing we're going to do. Now we're going to chop up mushrooms. Now I have 1 small box of, I just use the white button mushrooms, but you can use any kind you want. Now I'm taking all of that butter, yes, all of it, and I'm melting it in the skillet after I've cleaned it all out. And once we get that butter melted in there pretty good, then what we're going to do is we're going to take our garlic, and we are going to garlic. We've already got the garlic in there. We're going to take our mushrooms and we're going to add those to that, and we're going to saute those mushrooms in that garlic butter. Man, it smells so good in here. This is absolutely a delicious dinner. You know what? It's fancy enough. You can make this for company, or for date night or whatever. But it's really not hard to do. There we go. Now we got those mushrooms in there. Now you know what? You can buy the mushrooms already chopped up. Unfortunately, my grocery store was out of those, so I had to actually do some work. So I did chop those up. Now I'm just going to stir those in there and let those cook down until they're starting to get tender. And you'll know as you stir, and make sure you're getting all that garlic butter on those mushrooms. Yeah, because this is like, I don't know. If you don't like mushrooms, then I guess you can skip this step, or you could use onions. But we both love we love mushrooms and we love onions. So this is actually going to work out wonderfully for us. Okay, so now that I've got them kind of cooked down a little bit, I'm just giving them a good stir, and then I'm going to go on to our next step. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my white wine and I'm going to pour the white wine over the mushrooms. And we're going to let these mushrooms cook in the white wine for probably a minute or two, just enough to start getting some of the alcohol cooked out. Not all of it, but most of it is going to cook away. So we brought it back up to a little above a simmer. Then we're going to let that do its thing, like I said, for about a minute or two. And we're stirring it as we go. Then I've got my cream. And I use just regular whipping cream and just pour it slowly in, a little bit at a time. I'd say about 1/4 cup at a time. And really keep stirring that, because you don't want that to curdle on you or seize up, because this is your sauce and probably the most difficult part of the whole dish. This is not hard to do, guys. It's super easy. So there we go, and it's making a delicious sauce with these mushrooms. And oh, I'm telling you, this is amazing. There you go. There we go. And just keep stirring it in there so that you don't, the cream needs to come up to temperature without boiling so much, so that you don't get it to curdle or seize up on you. Then back in the skillet with our chicken pieces we go. And we are going to finish cooking these chicken thighs in this sauce. So yeah, we've got ourselves a creamy garlic chicken and this wonderful sauce. And what I did was, like, you see what I'm doing there, is I just turned them over and turned them over again, because I want to make sure that sauce is all over the chicken pieces throughout the process, because we're looking for the flavor to continue to build. And oh my, I can tell you right now, this is delicious. If you haven't done this recipe or anything nearly close to it, you got to give it a try. I got to say that I've seen recipes similar, but I did kind of come up with this one night when I just couldn't figure out what to make for dinner, so I just started throwing things together out of the refrigerator. And, don't be afraid to try new things, guys, because this is the result of it. Hey, so I'd just like to take a minute and say thank you for watching. And if you're enjoying the video and you have not hit the subscribe button yet, I'd appreciate it if you took just a minute and hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps my channel out a lot. I'd really appreciate that. If you're enjoying the video, hit that thumbs up button. That lets me know that you enjoy this content. Okay, back to it. Okay, so we've been letting this simmer about 20 minutes or so. And the next thing I'm going to do is I have about 3 tablespoons of freshly grated Parmesan cheese. Now you can use any flavor Parmesan you want. And I just topped it right over the top of the chicken and the sauce. And the next thing I did was I added some freeze-dried basil. Now I didn't have any fresh basil, but this worked fabulously. And there you have it. And we're going to continue to simmer that until we get the chicken at the right temperature. Make sure that you use your thermometer, that you're checking your chicken, and don't just check one piece, check several pieces, because you need to temp it at least 165 to ensure that it's done. And there you go. It is at temperature, so we're moving on. Alrighty, now it's time to plate this up. So I'm going to go ahead, and I'm using one of my wooden spoons, and I'm just going to plate this up. Tonight we're having mashed potatoes with our chicken. You can serve this with pasta. You can serve it with rice. However you want to do it. But I just thought mashed potatoes sounded kind of good. It is really cold tonight, so this is working for us really well. And then I also added some green beans so that we have a nice rounded meal. But this was so, so good and perfect for a cold night. You guys got to give this a try. Now, I didn't do the taste test on screen this time, but I promise you this was a big, big hit. Give it a try. I'm telling you, it's delicious. So, hey, thanks guys for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. We'll see you next time. Bye now.